trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4 TV and welcome back to Virtual Pool 4 Online. We are here for our second live stream match, hopefully. And I say hopefully because we've already got one player in this match who's in practicing. That's MC Clarkey from the United Kingdom, but we're waiting on OnePocketSlim from the USA arriving. And it's at least coming up to 9 AM in the morning his time, depending where he is in the States. It could be earlier than that. But Slim's got about another 6 minutes or so to arrive. Good afternoon to LS3. Good afternoon, good morning to Dwight. Now, I looked at that bit of that stream last night. There was an awful lot of echo coming off of Steve, and I've tweaked one setting in Discord. I don't know whether that'll make any improvement. And I never watched a lot of the stream. I just listened to the first few lines, and I don't know whether that little tweak is going to make it any different. But Steve said he's hoping to come along. Well, we had a marathon last night, over 3.5 hours between Sylvia and Baxter. Sylvia eventually got over the line, 15 racks to 13, but Baxter had umpteen chances. I lost count of the chances he had. He must have got on level terms about 5 or 6 times and could never get himself in front. And you can only get so many chances in a match. And if you can't take at least one of them, then you're doomed to failure. So Sylvia got through in the end, but the most important question today is if Slim does turn up and this match does go ahead, as to what's it going to be like when we've got two higher standard players, let's just say that, and what sort of gameplay we're going to get from them and how quick are the racks going to go. I'm expecting it to go quicker. I'm not expecting it to go over 3.5 hours. I'll be disappointed if it does, because I'll also miss... I'm missing the start of the men's final at the Wimbledon as well. So we'll see. Slim looks as if he's going to do an Albinario and turn up at the last minute. We just have to wait and see. There's no more matches scheduled on the bracket. I had a quick look. The only matches that have taken place is the one we watched last night and the one I never saw, but the one that ended up in a forfeit between Chico Chico and Ice Age. But the matches that we're waiting on are obviously Albinario and Stubb. We've got another good match between Larry and Acero. That might be at a time that I won't be around unless it's sometime during this week coming, because I've got the rest of this week off again. Remember, I don't go back until a week on Monday. So hopefully those two guys can organise it. It doesn't matter what time they organise it at. Bear in mind, Acero's in Japan. Or he should, well, we presume he is because he's Japanese. We've got Popman and Tommy, and we've got Cobra and Bedhead. So there's some great matches. We've got LS3 against this strange guy, Machine, whoever we think he might be. So there are lots of good matches to look forward to. The idea is that if matches are looking as if they're going on too long, then Steve may well drop the target, but we'll see how things go in this one. We're about 3 minutes away. I'm just going to tab out to Discord for a second. Right, I'm all powered up in Discord, so we're just waiting on Steve arriving. And this will be interesting to see how these guys go about it. I would imagine a much more structured approach from these two because, you know, they both are well capable of producing the goods on the day. And that remains to be seen. So Slim has arrived, so that's the good news. We've now got the two players for the match, and the room will go up in about probably a minute and a half, maybe slightly longer than that. I think the cloth colour should be the same as it was last night, because I'm pretty certain it should be. I shouldn't have to touch it. So all things seem good to go. XSplit broadcaster's working okay. I've got the names changed, my clock's working, and everything's rosy so far. Well, we've got some nice weather here. A nice day in Scotland is like it is today. Let me just check my phone and see what temperature it is. It was around about 18 degrees or something earlier on. Let's have a quick look.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to Steve. Now, you guys can give us a bit of feedback and let us know what the sound's like. I watched a bit of the stream last night before I went to bed, Steve. There was an awful lot of echo coming from your end.
Really?
And I've turned down my volume in my headset. I don't know whether it's maybe feedback coming through my ears and being picked up by the mic. So I've tweaked one setting in Discord to see if that will rectify it. But we'll see how things go. As I was saying, we had over 3.5 hours last night, and I don't think this is going to take 3.5 hours. I think we can get it in under 4 hours, but just in case I got a cocktail of meds at the ready. Uppers, downers, zippers, zoomers. Well, it's hard to say how this is going to go because we've never seen these guys playing cribbage, but knowing their capabilities, they should be able to step up to the plate.
Yeah, I don't really know which way it's going to go either. I would just kind of a gut feel. I would favor McClarkey just because, you know, I've seen him play enough to know that he rolls the ball really well. He has very good touch. I think that's going to translate well for Cribbage.
Now, Dwight has just said that. Now, bear in mind, I only watched the first few lines. Dwight says that echo that I listened to yesterday at the beginning of the stream, when Steve arrived, he says that it didn't last. It was only a few seconds. Maybe it was just the fact that Discord was settling down. The latency or whatever it is it does was settling down, and maybe I got it wrong. But as long as it sounds okay and acceptable at the moment, we'll leave it well alone. Right, the room is up. Let's head in.
Yeah, let's just call it a COVID echo and be done with it.
Yeah. So Slim's in, keen to get underway. We've got the cloth colour set right. We've left the camera as it is at the lower setting. But as I say, I will be doing my usual in this sort of game. Probably moving the camera a bit more than I should, but I like to see if there's anything set. Right, I'm at the wrong side. I'm at the wrong side. It's this side I go to. This could be close. Pretty close, but Slim has won it. So let's see what these guys work out with the breaks. Straight centre ball for Slim. And 3 ball on the break. Now, he may well have a good cut at this 12 down the rail because it does go.
Yeah, this is, it's not a guaranteed shot, but at least in VP, this is certainly very makeable.
Cobra, good afternoon. He says 15-10 to Slim.
Well, Cobra's been pretty good at picking in the past. Not 100%, but of course nobody is.
Yeah, that was a toughie. So the 3 spots, ball
that
in
was
hand.
a toughie. but it wasn't even close. I mean, that
Yeah,
5
he
ball
actually
was,
ran it into the 5 before
yeah.
it got past the 5. He ran it into it. So Matt's chosen ball in hand in the kitchen.
Well, we've started right off the bat with pretty much a mess. With those balls clustered like that, that's going to make this rack difficult. It'd be interesting to see if he plays for the 8 or 9. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. And the question is, how is he going to get a shot? Maybe he can shoot the 7 up table. Oh, yeah, the 7 goes up table.
Yeah.
He's got to get a lot of English on the ball to get the cue ball past that 9
Yeah,
here.
he's going to have to work it. I mean, because it's such short distance as well, the ball might run straight into the 9 with a spin.
He's going the other way.
Well, that is one way of doing it. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. He got a rub of the ball there where it came through the pack.
And I think he's got this. Yeah.
So now he's got to do a bit of thinking.
Well, I mean 5 and 10 are definitely a possibility. You're going to have to do some gymnastics to get to the 10.
Oh, cut the 2 and down the table for the 13. That's right on the spot, I think. I don't see any problem with that shot. And if he gets a good angle on it, he could maybe just nudge something.
I think you're right. That is a shot. This kind of shot where you have a lot of room for rollout. I mean, you got 4 or 5 feet of rollout, or anywhere you're good. That's a good kind of shot to be shooting anytime.
Oh, he's overcut it.
Oh my!
He's overcut it.
Well, just when he's making a good run at it, that happens.
Well, 13's tied up now.
Well, he's going to take the 5 and then the 10 and then probably try the 11 and 4.
Good afternoon to Brainfill out.
The 3 and a 12 are available here too.
I hope everybody who watched that match last night has recovered.
That was very well played.
Now, I got a text from Semi-Pro there just before I started that him and Matt are going to go at it in the 3rd session of the snooker at 6 p.m. tonight. So, well, there we go.
Oh boy.
First one of the day.
Well, I mean, the scratch was unfortunate and the missed ball was really not expected.
Well,
so he just gave it back. What Matt gave him, he just gave it right back.
Well, what you did see, Cobra, last night before you fell asleep is that Bankster had goodness knows how many chances to get himself right on level terms and take the lead. I lost count how many times he had that chance. And the same thing happened at the end. It could have went all the way, that Sylvia fell over the line.
Well, he's got himself in trouble here. He's just going to line some balls up, it looks like. Which I think at that point wasn't really too bad a play. That 9 ball makes it tough to make the 4 and get into the line.
Yeah, it's a blocker.
I would think Safety might be in order here.
Well, he's trying it anyway, I think. Yeah, he's just trying to nudge something out.
Yeah, that was asking a lot there.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Now,
this
does
thing
that
will go.
9 kick up the table? Well, not the 9, the 11. I never got a chance to go around. I was trying to look and see if we could kick in behind and combo that 11 up into this corner pocket. It looked as if it was on a line towards it, and I don't think he took enough time to study that.
Yeah, see that whole sequence there, he would have been way better off playing safe and putting the cue ball up table, because he tried to break him out, and it was just a real low chance that was going to happen with that blocker there. Without that blocker there, that's not, too difficult a shot. But you got to play the percentages, and he didn't, and it's probably going to cost him the game. Well, the question is how is he going to come up with a shot on one of those 2 spotted balls? He may try to run into him right here. He's not, which surprised me a little bit. I mean, he had an angle. He could just come down, really pretty much keep going on the same line he was running the cue ball.
Might still try it here. I mean, I don't think he's got any other option, but yeah, how's his luck? Well, he's going to have to hit this with full power.
You can bank this ball. Hit it with quite a bit of left English, and you're going to have to put some speed on it. Which the key is a lot of left English, because you got to counteract the throw. Well, I mean, he almost made it. Based on that, I mean, it was definitely go. He could have cut that a little thinner.
Slim's going to pinch this, because that's everything's there. He should be out. 15 ball needs to get respotted, of course.
Yeah, I think he would have been better off trying to, when he made that 12 ball, trying to run down and run into those 2, just because it gives you a lot better chance of coming up with a shot, because now you've got 4 balls to shoot at. And if you don't come up with a shot, you can play safe without giving up the ball in hand.
Well, this first rack is just short of 10 minutes.
Yeah, this first rack was a little on the slow side because all the congestion. Need to get the balls to break a little better than they did.
Straight off the short railing up. That'll do it. Well, that's one that's got away there for Matt. And it's one on Slim's break. Well, something shot into the corner. 3 ball has gone, and a cut in the 12 into the side. He could run into the 9 and have the 14. Well, he's going to play the combo in the 9 and the 6 now, the way that's landed.
Yeah, that's sitting nice.
Now he's going to play the combo in the 11 as well now and leave the 4, so this is shaping up quite nice. One ball's wide open. 7 and 8 are adjacent to one another. He's looking very good here.
Yeah, I like how he's playing the table. He's not doing anything fancy, I mean, he's just taking what's there in front of him. I think he'll probably shoot the 14 here, 14-1.
Good morning to you, Pig. He could well just come back out for the 5 down the rail and take the 10 back up the rail.
I think he's going to go 213.
213 over to the right side, that's fine. Let's have a look at the angle. The angle's good. He should be fine. The only way it'll go wrong is if he overhits it and drops into the side pocket. That's the only danger, but he's well aware of that. He's fine. Now he's going to have to come off this 13. He doesn't want to be running into the 8 ball.
Well, this is game point match here, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, so it was. I forgot. Yeah, he's over the line anyway. So
well, that's certainly
that's the way racks go with a quality player.
Yeah, that was the right way to play the rack there. I mean, never had any problems. Everything was real simple.
Yeah, got a nice little roll the way the 6 and the 9 finished. You know, you have to take advantage of that though. Slims came up dry.
You know, that's the way this game really should be most of the time, is a lot of simple shots and not having to perform. You know, we saw way too many have to perform shots in the match yesterday. The less you can stay away from those have to perform shots, and the more it looks simple, then the better you're going to play.
Well, that rack took about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, this rack is a lot more of a mess.
Yeah, 3 balls tucked away up there. I mean, there's some movement needing done, or some creativity's needing done. Let's put it that way.
Well, the key to getting this rack is rolling is getting that 10 ball out of there, and unfortunately, I don't think there's any shot on the 5 right now. But if you can get that 10 ball out of there, then well, that didn't look like it was going to go to me, and it didn't. I think he was thinking the same thing, though. If I get that 10 ball out of there, this is pretty wide open. He kind of got away with it. He didn't leave a whole lot here.
Well, I don't... Yeah, the problem's the angle he's got in the 40. He's playing the combo in the 7 ball. And he's hoping to get a shot on this 8, which is really tight to get into. The wrong button there. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, well
he's on it.
He managed to. That was a pretty nice play right there. I mean, that was not easy to get the cue ball there.
That's a good one.
And that wasn't so wonderful.
He stuck to the 2.
Yeah, I think he may have just... well, he's got this 3-5 combo. It's doable.
Yeah, he's staring right down the shaft of the cue, though, jacked away up to try and play that.
Well, he's going to go this other way. The trouble is, what's he going to do with the 5? Not sure where he's trying to get. Maybe he's trying to get on the long rail and shoot it in the side pocket. He certainly didn't get anywhere close to that.
So now Matt's thinking, what can I do to not leave an awful lot on here for Slim?
Yeah, and that's unlikely. I would be looking at trying to play this 2 rail in the side pocket. I think he had that shot where he could have played a 2 railer into the side pocket over on the other side, but
well, he's gifted up a 13-2 for Slim. The Slim's got the 13 over the. Is that the 13 or is it the 11? Up there in the top right.
That's the 13.
Yeah, so it's an easy start. 2 ball wide open down the bottom here, so that'll get him off and running.
Well, he bit off a lot trying to get on that 5 ball, and it's going to cost him. I mean, that's, you know, he managed to do it getting on the 8 ball, and but You know, sometimes having a lot of success with something really difficult is a curse, because then you start thinking you can do that all the time. And I think, you know, shooting at 10 may cost them the game.
Slightly the wrong side of the 4. So he's just going to...
Yeah, he's still okay. He's just going to roll this, I think.
He's just...
Well, now he's going to back it up. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Good 9 and 6 to follow this.
Yeah, if he can get through onto the 9, he's going to back it up. Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh, oh boy. Well, there is a pocket there. He found it. I don't know if he's trying to get long of that pocket or short of that pocket.
Well, Matt's been let off the hook there. I'd have liked to, I think he would have liked to have finished square on that 6 so he could stun into that set of 3. He's got a little brush on him, but I don't know whether he's got anything going for him.
You know, they could have called this game giveaway instead of cribbage. We've seen a lot of that in the last match and in this one.
Big movement to get on the 14 here. Yeah.
And that's not going to do it. Well, he can kick at this one, but it's a tough kick to make. Yeah, I don't think that was a terribly bad play with the way the balls are sitting. And this is where I think what you want to try to do is loosen some balls up and take the cue ball up to the end rail, top of the table, but you know, don't give anything up.
It looks as if he's blasting this 14 ball. And the one goes. It's going to be a toughie though.
I think he hit it pretty good. Maybe a little strong on the power, but I mean, I think the idea was pretty good. Hairpig says when it's a foul. Well, I would agree with you most of the time, Hairpig. I mean, sometimes if the balls are messed up enough, it might be worth doing what he did. But yeah, I mean, we saw people yesterday's match passing up on combinations that were probably like 20 or 30 percenters. I mean, like reasonable shots that they were passing up on to do that. And it really ended up slowing the game down because it just stacks all the balls up in a line. Well, that's going to be a problem, as that is opportunity knocking.
Well, he's taking ball in hand. He was on the 11 and the 4 there. I think he's hoping to maybe run into the pot this 11 and leave an angle maybe, but he hasn't. Because obviously the five balls blocked.
Well, if he rolls this right, it's not. If he can roll this, well, he's done run it. I think he didn't think he could roll it, and that was a very good shot.
He's just got it. That's well played.
Yeah, a little stun run, and that was a winning shot there. Yeah, now I like that play. Instead of trying to get on to 3, coming up table here because this is just a simple natural 2-rail. He's not going to 2-rail it. I would have for sure 2-railed that, come down and gotten closer. I'm not sure if that's showing a lack of confidence in moving the cue ball or what, but it's a simple little, little bit of left English,
just
come
around
2
the
rails.
corner, yeah.
And then you're running right down on the line. You'll see very few pros play that shot where they try to kind of stun it and come straight down the table. And the reason why you don't see them play that shot is because that's kind of a touchy shot. It's real easy to, get it off angle or
I think
mess up the speed.
I think the other thing is Matt's, he's a snooker player at heart. And
that's probably why.
That's why he would do that. Now, what went down there? 3-ball.
What's that?
3-ball went down there.
Well, he doesn't have much here then.
Well, this is good.
Got more. He's got the edge, and that was enough. He made another ball too. What did he make? He made the 7-ball. So, and look at this, right on the 8. Now, that's when you know things are going your way when that happens. And there is an element of luck in this game, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, you get a lucky roll, but the way he's sitting now, I mean, this is again, it's one of these Christmas come early racks. The balls are all wide open. All you have to do is move that cue ball in the right area.
Well, it's like we've said before. I mean, the key when you get that luck is then to take advantage of it and finish the deal. I think he's going to go up there, maybe shoot 5 and then 10, or he's got 1 and then possibly 14. Let's see, is he going to play the 5 or is he going to play the 1? He's looking like he might shoot the 10 first. Boy, I like shooting the 5. I think, that's the simplest shot. Yep. Maybe 10 and then 13-2. You get 13-2, and then, the 9-6 is good.
Yeah, and the 2 goes past the 9 as well anyway, if you finish the short side of it. So
yeah, he could just roll this and take the 14 and then the 11 too. I think that's what he was trying to do maybe, but he got funny in the 14. Looks like he's going to go with the 13-2. Yep. Now, this game's pretty easy when you got this many choices and there's this many open cribbages out on the table.
No, I don't have the tennis on. I'm giving up the tennis to do this. Well, we're back on level terms. And that's dry by the sound of it, apart from the 6 finally dropping in there and whatever else that is, it's dropping in the 13. So,
so far this has looked like a pretty close match. I mean, Slim's looked maybe a little better, but McClarky's got that intangible, He seems to figure out how to get things done.
Well, you can keep me updated on what's happening in the tennis, Cobra. That'll be, I mean, they'll be into the first 3 or 4 games of that match. Or the first set, I should say. So he had the choice of 2 cribbages there after the break. Those 2 balls go down, which is always an advantage.
Yeah, this table is sitting pretty good, but not great. I would be looking at shooting a 4-ball early because, you want to get that 11 out of there as it's blocking that pocket. He's a little funny on the 1. It would have been nice to go 114, but he's just a little funny on it. He could do it. He's got to go forward and come around 3 rails. Maybe run into the 4-ball.
It looks like he's cutting the 4 into the side.
Yeah, he's going to run into probably the 5-ball here. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I think the one thing you had to do there was hit that harder.
Yeah, for sure. He got, you know, I mean, if he hit it harder, he could have got more on the outside of it. And if he got on the outside of it, he's probably okay. I mean, I would have shot the one ball because I thought that was pretty easy getting on the 14.
Kyrgios
But,
up 3-2.
you know, we've already seen him not do the easy two-railer. And, you know, so a three-railer going forward with English, you know, if he's not thinking that way, then. And this is pretty much, you know, that's the kind of shot Hairpig was talking about. He should have just kicked at that 11 ball. I mean, that's just giving the game away there.
So Slim's considering ball in hand. I mean, he could have took the 5 and the 10 into the side there. I don't know whether he'd enough angle in the 5, or maybe that was the concern with that shot. But
yeah, I think he's going to go 8-7 and maybe look at 114 and then come down here, because that would be the reason why you would take ball in hand is to do this. And this is nice with these balls close together. And now you can come out and shoot the 14 next, probably. You could play shape on the 1 if you wanted to. I mean, it's a little more natural getting to the 1, but I think he'll go to the 14. Yeah, he's going to the 1, I guess. I don't really like that angle, but this is the angle that you'd go 3 rails. So he's going to go 11-4 now. I think as long as you're shooting stop shots or shots that are rolling their guaranteed position, you're good. I like, you know, playing more like straight pull, where shooting a lot of shots that are, you know, close to each other, not having to move the cue ball long distances. So I tend to think in smaller table area patterns.
yeah, that's always how you make your life easier. The less that cue ball has to travel anywhere, the more easier it is to keep it under control.
But it's looking like, you know, this is going to be pretty simple to finish out. And I think we're already seeing how this match is going to go faster, because these guys are just going to run out a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is over and out, this one. Back into the lead. Mind you, the way it's going early on here, we could still end up with a 15-14 finish.
Well, I think what we're seeing is that there could be a lot of really close matches in this championship, which makes for an exciting pool. And it also kind of raises cribbage up if that's the case. And because, you know, I mean, there's nothing better than watching a close match. So if you've got a game that promotes a lot of close matches, that makes it a good game to watch and play.
Right, so that was the 11 ball, was it, that had gone? No, it was a 10 that had gone.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're going to see in this game is that making balls on the break is just going to become critical. Because if you spread the balls out and you don't make balls with better players, you're going to lose, which is, you know, similar to 8-ball. That's why I was saying yesterday that the best break to spread the balls is straight on. Hit that head, you know, from straight on, hit that head ball straight on, and try to bring the cue ball back past the side pocket so it doesn't get, you know, kicked by a ball and scratch. But the only problem with that break is it's going to spread the balls, and if you don't make a ball, then it's kind of a sellout move. But if you're making the ball and the balls are spread and you've got that cue ball in the center of the table, there's a good chance you're going to come up with a shot on a cribbage.
Right, so he's on the 3 for the cribbage.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to go 9-6, maybe 2-13. We'll see how he can get on this. No, probably 1-14. Could go for the 8-2, but I think he'll roll forward and take the 1 ball.
He's going to catch the rail. He's not a problem with a scratch here. So it's going to be, well, it could be. I think he's got too much angle on the 7 for comfort. So
114.
The 114 will be what he'll. Well, it looks as if he's going to take the.
Yeah, that's fine too. I would have shot the 1 ball
too.
sitting right there in front of him, but that'll work.
So now 8-7. Oh, it doesn't need to. That was him on it. So it's now a 2-rack gap for Slim.
All right. So see what he did with the cue ball there. He hit it dead on. He brought the cue ball back far enough that it was probably okay. It would have been nice to go a little further than that, but that wasn't a bad spot. Didn't quite get to the side pocket, but that's the way you want to break. Now he's in a situation where this is where, playing a lot of games like One Pocket or Honolulu, I mean, this kick shot isn't too bad. Try to kick this in. I mean, I think that's his best chance. I mean, if he banks the ball, he's going to have to play a carom. He's playing the kick.
That's a great shot.
There we go. And you think those shots are hard, but they're not as hard as you think if you practice them.
Yeah.
One pocket player, that kind of shot's a real makeable shot.
Where are we? Wrong button. Hang on a minute. Yeah, Slim's always going to take something like that on. So in that respect, that the creativity side of things in this game is, I think, to Slim's advantage, because that's something that a one pocket player is automatically looking for. It's just a sort of automatic pilot thing. Slim's got it ingrained in him to look for this creativity. The little caroms, little billiard shots, anything like that, little kick shots. I think he's got the big advantage here with that.
Well, sure. I mean, he just took a losing situation and turned it into a winning situation.
Yeah.
Because the rack was pretty open. So, I mean, he shot the right shot. Now, granted, it's maybe not a super high percentage shot, but I think if you kick good, that's at least a 30% chance.
Yeah, and I would expect something similar from Bedhead. Bedhead, who's Bedhead up against Cobra? Yeah, Bedhead's up against Cobra in the first round, so Bedhead obviously is a one pocket player as well, so you'd expect the same sort of mentality from Bedhead.
Well, we may have just seen the advantage that Slim has in this match is the fact that he is used to playing those kind of shots, and they may only come up once in a while here or there, but in a match that's close, that adds up to a big difference. Yeah, I think the number of shots that are available, like carom shots, those come up all the time. I'll tell you another shot that comes up a lot is playing a ball off the rail into the back of another ball and then into the corner.
Yeah,
and that comes up all the time. I mean, there's shots that if you learn those shots and get comfortable with them, the Filipinos all shoot those well from playing rotation, because those shots come up all the time in rotation. So they shoot combos well, they bank great, they shoot all these carom and billiard shots great. Oh boy. It's time for the button.
Well, Matt's he's been given a chance. He's got an easy start.
And I'll tell you why he scratched there. He hit it too hard because he could have got it past the side pocket if he hit it easier and gave the draw a chance to grab.
Mm-hmm.
When you hit it that hard, the cue ball goes sideways for a long ways before the draw starts grabbing. And, you know, you can get it to curve more hitting it easier.
Now that was a pretty good shot. He's landed right on the spot here. He can just drop this 6 and take the 9. Now if he gets the pace right, he may well. I don't know whether he's going to try and run in. Let's see the angle he's got. Well, he could run into the 15. He's come the other side though to be sure that he can see the 10, which is probably the wiser move.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a OnePocketSlim made the great shot on the kick shot, and then he gave up the rack, which is unfortunate. But I mean, that's what this game is. It's like giveaway.
Yeah, I think that you know, as Slim's making those kind of errors, and Matt doesn't let him get away, then this could end up being pretty close at the end of it.
Yeah, I think this championship's going to end up being won by the guy that does the least amount of giveaways, because or the gal, because that's what it's going to come down to. I think is you know, we got a lot of players that are capable of running cribbages. The question is going to be like, you know, what's your percentage of actually running them out? What percentage are you giving away?
Oh
like
dear!
That. Oh my God!
Oh well, that's what you cannot afford to do. When you've been gifted that opportunity, you can't throw it back.
You know what that looked like? Just under hitting the cue ball. I mean, kind of really babied it. And when you really baby it and hit it easy like that, the ball throws more. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, you hit that with more speed, and it's going to cut right in the pocket. I mean, I see that happen a lot to players on VP, is that, you know, when they hit balls really easy, they don't adjust the cut. They just end up undercutting them.
Yeah, it's with the idea, obviously, of letting it, you know, giving it the best chance of going into the pocket. But as you say, if you don't hit it, it won't hold its line as good. It then, you know, you probably it's a 50-50 thing. What you should do is play the right shot. The right shot is to see the angle, play the cut shot like a normal shot. But nerves come into it as well.
Well, you know, you won't see players in real life do that. You know, good players get that kind of shot. You're going to see them take that cue ball, you know, one side rail, the other side rail, and down the table. They're not going to hit it easy. Now, I will say in real life, you've got the issue of, you know, your stroke, which it's a lot easier to make a good stroke when you're not babying the ball. So, you know, you don't have that trouble in VP, but you do have the issue with how the ball is going to throw.
Now, this 9 will drop into the side. Where's the 13? Well, 13's right next to him.
Yeah.
And he's probably looking at the 9 right now, having playing the 13, but then maybe.
Yeah, and I kind of like playing balls like that where they're real close to each other, and you know, keeping the cue ball close. And you know, one thing I learned from a great player at one point was that if you can keep the cue ball close to the object ball, it makes pool a lot easier. You know, that if you can just get in the vicinity of that object ball, even if you're not, you know, perfectly in line, you can do a lot from there.
Well, I don't know how many times that Kyrgios has played Djokovic, but according to Djokovic has never won a set off him. Now he's going to have to win one off him now. Good afternoon to Tam.
Well, let's see what we're going to do here, because, I mean, he can play the 10 to the 5. If he's going to do that, I would try to run into the 4 ball. And that's a little tricky because it's not a natural roll to run into that 4 ball. It's kind of a little stun runish thing. If he plays a 3 ball, good luck getting on that 12. Boy, I think his best shot is shoot this 10 and try to run into the 4. And that was well played. He did the little stun. He didn't run into the 4, but he got it low enough that he's fine. That's a
spot on.
Yeah, that's a nice play. That showed a lot of control there. And now he's got himself in a situation where I think he can get on that 12. He can draw this cue ball off the 3. And you want to get it going in the 4. And as long as you get on the high side of the 4 and miss the 4, you should be fine. And this, again, is a touchy shot. You know, how much angle you take on the 3 matters a lot. How much you draw it, the speed. I mean, because it's going to curve. This is a touchy shot. Well, he decided just to go the simpler way, which might have been a better idea than mine. Harder shot, but it was more guaranteed position. And he hit it good. So McClarkey looking good here. I mean, that was beautiful because it just gave him a no-brainer on the 11-4.
Yeah, and I think quite important that he takes this out, and you know, to get himself in touch with Slim.
Yeah, well, I think Cobra was correct in his initial assessment, not necessarily on the score, but on the fact that I think Slim is the favorite in this match based on what we've seen so far. McClarkey just needs to keep running out when he gets the chances.
So Matt's breaks dry.
Yeah, that hurts. You know, where he's got the cue ball is a good spot, but
9 and 6, an easy start. I'm looking to see where the next one is. What are we looking at here?
It's 11, right in front of the pocket, pretty much. Yeah.
11 and 4. And then that opens up. No, it doesn't, because the 15's sitting there.
Yeah, that 12 ball is doable. But remember, this is not. You don't have to hit the 12 first.
You don't have to hit it legally. You can bill a bit off it. Yeah.
That 12 ball is definitely doable, and a 3 is sitting right there. See what he does here. I'd be playing for the 12 probably. You get that 3 out and it opens up other stuff.
Well, he might.
Well, he's going to probably have to shoot the 3 here because he could shoot the 12 here. Yeah, he's going to draw the 12. Just don't underhit it. He underhit it. God.
Oh dear.
That was the one that you had to have drawn the cue ball when it got to the 12. I think he was thinking he had to throw this a lot. You had to have draw on the ball when it hit the 12 because to bring it back. I mean, I don't think that was wrong to go at the 12 first, but you had to hit it a certain way, and that wasn't it.
Yeah, because I was thinking he was going to try and hold for the 3 into the same pocket rather than try and drop right in behind it.
Hairpig saying it wouldn't go. No, I disagree, Hairpig, because the one thing you got to remember is he could have brushed the 8 first, and I think he had enough room. I took a look at it. I'm sticking with my story. I think he had enough room. He could have drawn it.
Yeah, I think he could have.
If you hit that little draw shot where you're drawing it back, you know, just 6 inches or something, and you hit it with a spin, that kind of shot will throw a lot.
Well, the 2 goes past the 3, but it's tight. And he's got an angle in the 13, but he's hampered over the 2. That's the problem with this shot. But this 2 ball is tight.
All right, Hair Pig, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. Yeah, well, that was definitely a fail. I mean, if he really thought it was like that, then he should have done what I said and shoot the 3 first. That was my initial inclination. I thought that shot would work, but I mean, the 3 was sitting right there. He could have hit the 3. I mean, whatever the situation was, is he was never going to get a shot on the 3 hitting it like that because the cue ball was going forward. If it didn't scratch, he still had no shot.
Well, he's looking good here because he can rest onto the 10 and he's on the 7. I mean, there's no worries here.
Oh, this is
in fact, the angle he had, he was well away from the 7, so it's going to be 10-5 and then down for the 7 probably, or it looks like it to me. 10-5 down for the 7 or the 8, it won't matter.
You know, this is another giveaway rack. And the thing about these guys is these guys play well enough that when they get given a rack, they're probably going to run it out.
Again, this has just got to be, you just got to watch the touch on this 8 ball if he's just going to brush. Is he taking 8 first?
He's going to shoot the 8 first. Which the thing you got to watch out for this is overcutting this ball, because when you spin this ball, you know, it'll throw a lot. You need to make sure you hit it thick.
He's playing it dead weight. Has he got the legs? Oh dear.
Oh, that's...
Well, there's
what was I just saying about taking advantage, that these guys take advantage of it? Oh, he didn't there.
Well, that's the definition of selling it out. I mean, he had that cribbage was in his pocket and on the scoreboard there, and he's going to be kicking himself with that one.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, Hugh, that, you know, because all these guys, you watch them play 9 ball, and they, you know, they typically don't like miss the 8 ball and give up the game, and you got to wonder if it's just their unfamiliarity with cribbage that's causing a lot of mistakes that, you know, that you would expect them not to make.
And you see, I think going back to that 7 ball, he would have been hitting that 8 ball fairly thick, and he may well have pushed it just square onto the short rail. And I think his worry was that he was not going to have a shot. He was going to end up too close to it, and you know, well beyond the bedhead cut stage. And I think that's why he backed off and decided to take the 8.
Well, this is an interesting line for the cue ball. But I mean, you know, I thought he could have shot the 8 or 7 and brushed, or the 8 and brushed the 7, but you know, or whatever the way it was. But regardless, I mean, if he decided he needed to shoot it that way, that was fine. But I mean, you got to get the ball to the pocket.
Well,
it wasn't that touchy. I mean, he could have had the cue ball roll out another foot and been fine.
Mm-hmm. Good start for Slim in this rack. He's in the 14 in the break and then sitting plumb in the 1.
You know, for me personally, that's what I've always had a lot of trouble with the virtual pool, is controlling speed. And you know, maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe that's a tough shot.
Well, this is maybe going to be tough. Let's have a look.
But I don't think Albin would have done that. That could be wrong. We'll see what Albin does when he plays. Well, now it's 6-3, and
yeah,
this could get ugly if Slim stops making some of these mistakes. This could get ugly. I think, you know, for this to be a close match, it needs to go the other way. McClarkey needs to clean his act up a little bit, and well, I would definitely agree with you on that here, Pig. Albie is going to be very tough to beat in this game. I mean, ball's good, and he plays smart, and
that's why it's going to be such a contrast when Albie and Stubb get it on, because you know, Albie's going to be picking his way through it, and doing it the right way, where Stubb's going to be, potting a ball and slinging that cue ball into everything that's on the table and hoping to get a rollout.
I don't see Stubb beating Albin, but I will say this: Albin has a major weakness in this game, and that is that he doesn't bank well. He doesn't play a lot of these shots like kick shots and caroms out well, if you had a player that could run out like Albin that had those elements, Albin would be not the favorite in that match. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anybody like that. I think Albin probably banks and caroms and does those things pretty close to most of the other players in this. So I think he is a huge favorite in this.
Don't forget, Steve, we had evidence of how he can kick at a ball in that black ball tournament. There's three that stick in my mind. Yeah. The two that he did.
Well, I'm not saying he can't do it. I just he doesn't do it at a really high level, but neither does anybody else. It'll be interesting to see how Cobra plays this game. I mean, I think he's got a lot of the same elements Albin does as far as cue ball control and patterns and playing smart. If I was those guys, I'd be out practicing caroms and combos and playing balls off the rail into the back of balls into the pocket and kick shots. And that's what I would be doing if I was one of these really good players, is I would be practicing these unusual shots that they don't play much and try to get better at them.
Well, Slim now has an angle on this 9-ball to pot it, and I don't know whether he actually has to move anything, because that 6-ball is dead set with the 10. So he doesn't have to do anything. He can play the 10-6 right now if he wants. Although I'd be more inclined to take the 9 first, get right wide on the 9, and then just bring the cue ball up between the 8 and the 5. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, I would probably go your way, because I think getting on the 9's a little tricky from here. I would rather shoot the 9 first.
I mean, you've got plenty of room to get the cue ball right over on the right hand side.
Well,
that 9
you can just put the cue ball over here where you can just roll it, and the position's automatic. Yeah, I don't get this play.
Well,
that's just making life tough.
Well, he's coming back to where he should have put the cue ball in the first place to take the 9. He's put it on the spot.
Well, he would have put the cue ball over just a few inches left of that, so that it would kick over towards the right. But he almost hooked himself. He could have got screwy on this. Just the harder way to play it and the less percentage chance of success.
Yeah, so he's got the 9 and an easy 10.
Yeah, Honolulu would be a great practice. Sylvia's 100% right on that. I mean, Honolulu is really a great game. The reason why I've stayed away from doing Honolulu tournaments is just because all the call shotting. I think if we agreed to do it in a way where, we didn't have to call shot, or if we used Discord for it or something, but having somebody bring up the call shot dialogue over and over and again is just going to be torture.
Usually, with the guys that play against one another fairly regularly, it's certain shots are obvious what they're doing, and you have to, there's an honour thing in the game when it comes to that. The guys playing a certain shot. But then again, not everybody's on the same wavelength. But that would lead to arguments. And the call shot thing with Honolulu is the thing that's just a bit annoying, that you have to do it every time.
Yeah, well, can you imagine with the stub in it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I played that shot. You didn't call it, but I played it. It was obvious. I mean, you'd end up with arguments all night in that situation. But not just stub. I mean, it could happen with anybody. But
I think it's good advice from Sylvia there, that's a good game to practice, is Honolulu.
Well, Honolulu just, should open your imagination up. playing that game, because everything there is about creativity, because you cannot pot a ball straight in, so you have to be creative, you have to be adventurous. That should bring all of that out of you. You're so used to playing the standard way of playing, but Honolulu's a different ball game altogether, and a great advantage in this game if you had been playing it on a regular basis. But
Yeah,
also, with Slim playing one pocket, he again looks for that creativity side.
Oh yeah, and that's given him an advantage in this, is just the fact that he's played a lot of one pocket, so he's used to shooting some of these shots. But the thing about a lot of these shots is that it's learning the visual on them is the hard part. Because I know, me personally, especially, playing straight pull or one pocket, I'd see caroms or I'd see things in the rack and I'd shoot them and they wouldn't go in, and I'd shoot them and they wouldn't go in. And I shot them and they didn't go in most of the time for, 2-3 years. I mean, it took me a long time to get to the point where I kind of understood what the balls were going to do. And I knew it was possible because I'd play one pocket with my mentor and he'd be pulling stuff out of the rack all the time, and then I'd try it and it wouldn't work. So it's not that easy to learn. You're going to have to spend time to learn how the balls are going to move.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's now a 3-rack lead again, and Matt wanting a ball and a shot, and he's got nothing. Not a smidgen.
Well, Matt's still in touch, but this doesn't bode well here.
Well, you've got, is that the 9 up there next to the 14? You've got the 9, the 6 right in the middle of the table. You've got the 1 and the 14, which is up top right. There's good options here for Slim.
I like getting that 14 ball, because if he can get that 14 ball, it opens the 10 up. I mean, the 4-11 is obviously something that, you'd like to get to. Now may not be the best time, but it's a possibility. He could shoot the 4 if he wants, because it opens up the 2-13. He's going to go ahead and shoot this 1 ball.
Well, welcome to Bedhead. Well, there we go.
Well, what he was trying to do there is cheat the pocket, I think, and trying to get on the 14, and that.
Well, in the end, he did neither, Steve, because he's hooked himself with the 7.
He did the, what do you call that? The double numpty.
Yeah. Good afternoon to Bedhead. Good afternoon to Sylvia, or good morning, depending where you are in the world. But it's definitely afternoon in Sweden.
Oh, he's got it on a big screen. Well, that's always fun. Yeah, Cobra, we are going to start the next World Championship close to this one. We'll get the signups before this one's over. Got to decide what it is going to be. I mean, I think we're getting close to 10 ball or 9 ball.
I'm saying nothing.
One pocket. I like Bedhead's idea of 1 pocket if we could get enough players.
No, you won't. You know you won't, Steve. There is no way in this earth that you're going to get. I mean, as soon as any guy, I mean, you'll get Wizard Cheap playing it because he plays 1 pocket. But other than that, as soon as you see Slim and Bedhead in it, right? Well, forget that. Just leave them to the final.
Yeah, having 5 players in the World Championship isn't going to be that great.
No. Well, that's how the World Billiards Championship used to be. It used to only be about 4 players. English billiards, that is. But and I think the attention span of viewers for 1 pocket is fairly short, bearing in mind that matches and that can go on for quite a while.
Well, I think part of the problem is that too many players play 1 pocket where it's just a defensive game, and that's a very boring thing to watch. If you watch really strong players play 1 pocket, they're going to play aggressive, and a lot of things are going to happen. I mean, they're going to play aggressive and shoot a lot of fantastic shots. And when they don't make those, they're going to sell out a lot of tables. So, if you go on YouTube and watch somebody like a Tony Chohan play One Pocket and you watch his matches, you're going to see them go pretty fast. You're not going to see a lot of games where the balls go all up table. And, it's a lot different than, most One Pocket most of you guys have probably seen.
Yeah, I think a lot of players that start playing One Pocket is probably more from the damage limitation thing, especially if you ended up playing Bedhead or Slim, and that's why everything would be defensive.
Why do they all set One Pocket? Well, that's true to a certain extent, Cobra. A lot of One Pocket in real life is played on tighter tables. Not all pool rooms have tight tables. You got to understand, if you're playing like on a Diamond Pro or something like that, those are tighter than these tournament pockets that we're playing on. I mean, for sure, they almost never play on really sloppy pockets, but normal 4.5-inch pool table pocket, that's what a lot of pool rooms have. One Pocket's a good game on it.
Where's this cue ball going? I keep forgetting where my John Virgo is. Hang on a minute.
Where's the cue ball going?
There he is.
Yeah, well, Hairpig's right, but one of the reasons why is most pool rooms don't have a bunch of tables with tight pockets. Now, Hard Times and Bellflower did. They had 10 tight pocket tables, so when we played the One Pocket tournament there, it was always on tighter pockets. They were all 4-inch pockets, except the two front were 3 7/8. But very few pool rooms are like that. On most pool rooms, that have good quality equipment, you're looking more at 4.5. That's the standard size for diamonds is 4.5. If it's a Diamond Pro, then it's 4.25.
Well,
and
this
Diamond's
is
sort of taken over now. I mean, if you look, there's a lot more diamond tables in newer pool rooms.
Vital here for Matt to get this 11 in the hole.
Well, Matt's getting some chances. He's got to take advantage of them. He's not out of this match.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's your fault, Hugh.
Oh dear.
As soon as you said it's vital, that was.
Yeah, I think he knows that as well. I think he's got that in the back of his mind. He has to deliver given these opportunities, and he's doing a bankster.
Well, you would think he would shoot the 6 ball and just draw it back and shoot the 9. I mean, that seems like the
he could
easiest play here.
He could do that and hook himself behind the 11 if he juices it up too much.
No, you put it on a line where you're going to go in between the 9 and 11.
Oh,
I would never hit.
You could almost do that and still hook yourself.
I would never hit it on that line just because, you overhit a little, and next thing you know, you're hooked. I mean, that's something you guys should all be thinking about is if you've got a choice of which line to put the cue ball on, don't put it on the line where, if you get the speed wrong, you're going to be hooked.
Where's this cue ball going? Oh, well, that's did everything but drop in the hole.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, but racks are leaking away here for Matt. I mean, he isn't dead and buried, but now there's the onus on him to start delivering, given these opportunities.
The further behind he gets, the more pressure there is not to make mistakes, which is what got him further behind. And I mean, he's a little bit outmatched here, so he's got to play cleaner. Slim's got a little bit more, savvy for this game. And, Matt's key to success is...
but, when you think about it as well, Steve, it's unforced errors, missing...
Yeah, like that 11 ball.
You just can't be missing pots. You've got to be getting them in the hole first of all. If it comes down to a positional error or hooking yourself or something, that's part and parcel of your downfall. But by missing pots, you're asking for trouble.
Well, this table's a mess, and Matt didn't make a ball. I mean, this table's got a lot of problems. But this is where being smart and moving the cue ball well is a big advantage. This is where a really strong player has an advantage because they're going to be able to run out this table a lot of times. This is tough.
He's trying to come off this 7, brush the 11 like that and land on the 6.
And that was well played. He overhit a little bit. He get himself in trouble.
I think he's going to have to tweak this a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to twist it. But I think if you twist it, it'll go. I think it's just. I think he can just hit this little top right and it will go.
Now is that a combo up top left? That combo up there?
No, not like that.
What's that sitting like? No, that's the 5-11 is going to the jaw.
Well, he didn't get it to twist. He might have needed to raise the butt just a little bit.
Well, Matt's chosen to play in place. Well, if that's the case, what's he playing for? Am I missing something here?
Yeah, I'm not sure why he'd be playing in place there.
He might replay and then make a. I mean, he can replay and then make his decision again if he wants.
Yeah, because this doesn't look too pretty right now.
I mean, I'm looking at the 2 ball. The 2 ball, that 2 ball will go, and he could have taken the 13. What's he doing? Playing the combo. Oh, he needs to chip that 5. I think he's okay. He's got away with it. But looking ahead, that 2 ball, if he gets right on it, I think he's fine. If he's looking for another cribbage down this end of the table, it's an option I think still there. Although where the cue ball is now, is he looking to get the 6 and hold for the 9? Yes, he is.
Yeah, he had enough where he could throw the ball a little and make it.
Right, well, let's see whether. I mean, he's got an 8. He's got an 8-7 as well available. And does that 11 go? The 11 goes as well, so he's in good shape here. 11-4's fine.
Yeah, and he's picking this rack apart well. He got a good chance, and he's doing it with simple shots. He's not having to do a lot with the cue ball. He's playing good patterns. And this is what we've seen out of Matt before, like in straight pull and things that, he's played this kind of pool. And if he can keep doing this and stop missing so many balls, I think he's got a chance in this match.
Right, so that takes him to, this will take him to 4. And then you've got a 1-14. Wide open, absolutely wide open. He's got to be out. He's got to bounce as well. He's got to bounce as well. I mean, look at how far you can overhit that cue ball there for the 1. I mean,
that's
5
just the
feet.
kind of shot that. Yeah, and honestly, in real life, you see a lot of players do that are just like kind of strong B players, not quite getting to the A level, and that's the kind of stuff that they do is they don't play to the generous side of the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean there's a whole area he could have just run that cue ball into quite comfortably, but he got out. That's the most important thing. He's got there in the end, and he's also what Where's the cue ball going? Is it going again?
Yep.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a, that's the kind of thing that, and he's breaking off the side of the rack, which I don't really think is a great way to break in this game. Certainly not if you're going to do that.
So, well, is that the 11 ball up in the top left-hand corner? You've got a 2-4 combo for to get rid of the 4, and there's a wide open 11 ball for a cribbage up there.
Yeah, I don't think he's looking at that.
You've
I
got,
think it's going to be 3 and then 12.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead. You've also got a 10 and a 5 that are there for the taking. So again, this is a reasonably good setup here to get 3 cribbages in the board straight away.
Yeah, let's see where he runs this ball to. Yeah, that's where the cue ball wanted to go. Is that where he wants it, though? Yeah, he's gotten away with it. I think he'll probably go 14-1. I don't think he's got anything else. I guess you can go 5-10. Oh, hit that harder. That was a chance to move those balls if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Although, you're right, there's a combo there that's not terribly difficult. Sometimes it's better not to move balls.
Yeah, I think now that he's playing the 10, I don't think he wants to be running into the 11 for any reason.
No. I don't think there's any reason at all to run to the 11. I think you're just going to jack up a little and spare this. Well, he's going to go forward, which is fine, too.
I think he may well have looked at this.
Well, no, he did exactly what we were saying he shouldn't do. I don't get that play.
Well,
if you're going to go forward, you got to put a bunch of left English and get around the corner.
See, now I think he still can get to the 2 to cut the 4.
Yeah, I just don't understand that play. I mean, why not just draw it a little and bring it back?
Yeah, you take every evasive action. You don't want to touch the 11. I mean, he's going to have to hit this to come across the table twice, I think, because he has to make sure he gets into the open part to get on the 11.
It was pretty predictable he's going to end up with this the way he hit it. I mean, I'm not sure what he's trying to do. I would have loved to get a peek inside.
Oh, he's played that well. He played that much easier than I thought he would have had to.
Well, it wasn't a hard combo.
Yeah.
I mean, when the balls are close like that and you're pretty on the line, it's, I mean, honestly, that's hard to miss.
And then there's a 14-1 sitting there, so.
Well, there was.
Or a 13-2.
Looks like it's going to be 13-2.
Or it could be a 7-8. I mean, look at it now. It's all over this rack.
Yeah, he should be out here.
So
these choices, they all come down to percentages, Hugh.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do a choice that's 90%, but there was a choice that's 97%, you've made the wrong choice. You may run out, but it all comes down to percentages because nothing's absolute. What's your chance of success? Which means running out. Well, every time you take a shot that's a less percentage, you're reducing your chance. And unfortunately, those chances multiply together. That's how it works statistically. So if you've got to shoot 10 shots to get 10 cribbages and you're losing a few percent every time because of your choices, then that ends up being a player that makes a lot of balls but doesn't run out.
Mm-hmm. Good afternoon to Spud Boy. Good morning. Well, let's have a little sort of look at the clock here. We're an hour and 17 minutes into the match. We've played 16 racks. Now, an hour and 16 minutes into that match last night, I think we'd played 6 racks, something like that. It probably wasn't far off it.
I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, we're about the half point now in racks, and I think it was maybe another 25 minutes more than this.
Well, the bank was played. I think he got 2 in the break, so he had a couple of choices here for the cribbage, but he's now got himself pretty well locked up.
Well, you know, I think this game is a pretty good spectator game. I think the spectators are enjoying it. I know I am.
Well, he just misjudged that one. I mean, you would pretty much give that to Slim about 8 times out of 10. That kick there, he done one earlier on. He just got it. He hit it too soon, so to speak. And Matt now, well, I'm going to say it. He's going to have to really get his thinking cap on here and focus, because it's running away from him. So, what's he doing? Playing the 6? He's looking at the 6.
Looks like he's going to play the 6, yeah.
Right. So,
which I think is a good choice. I mean,
well,
I'm not sure that's the greatest way to play it.
Yeah, I would think again there. I mean, that's way too heavy.
That's just speed control. I mean, I don't think it was the fact that it was heavy. I think it was the fact that the cue ball turned over on him.
That's
he was
a good
trying
recovery.
to hit a little kind of a stun across, and he you know, I think the speed was okay, but he needed the Q-tip a little bit lower on the cue ball.
Right, now, we're looking at the 3, and it's going to be the combo for the 12.
And I think he played that position, and that's fine. I mean, that's an easy shot. You know, it's. I like seeing guys play shape for a combo like that. That's well played.
Now, if he's played in the 4, he's going to have to get into a spot. What else is he looking at up table?
If he's playing the floor, he's going to have to come back. He needs to come back with a little. Doesn't have to put English on us. Maybe just a touch. I actually like.
Oh, he's going the other side.
I like coming back a little better than that. I mean, he almost pulled it off.
That's another good little recovery.
Yeah, he seems to shoot those shots well. I mean, and it was good speed on it too.
Now, this shot here, the danger with this is, I think he can run this, he can cheat this 10 ball in and let the cue ball go, but I think he's going 14-1 into the side. Yeah, that's a more guaranteed shot. That was guaranteed, whereas the 10 and getting to the 5 wasn't quite a guaranteed shot.
Well, he was going to have to juice it up, which always makes it tougher. Well, that's not so wonderful. I think he got there, though. He's trying to get down to the 10.
Yeah, now he's going to have to land on a spot for this 5.
Well, the 5 might be a better shot to shoot because the shape is very natural on the 10. Whereas if you shoot the 10, there's that 8 ball is an issue. If I was him, I'd shoot the 5 just because it's natural coming around, 2 rails to the end rail.
Now this is going to be, that little brush in the 7's done him a big favour.
No, he's gotten away with it. And that's that kind of philosophy that if I get down here close to the 5, I can come up with a shot. And he did.
Well, that was vital. What's more vital is getting something here to work for him. Well, he's got a couple of balls, so he's got an option for a cribbage to start him straight away here. 4 and the 12 are the partner balls, and the 12 isn't on show. He's blocked for that.
Well, this
4 stuck to the rail.
This certainly looks like it's got the potential to go 3 hours. It may not. We're slightly under that pace.
Big long combo. This will be good.
And you know, that's not the worst decision in the world to hit that hard, because maybe you shit it in if you don't make the combo.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, this game suits Stubb when you think about it as well, because Stubb will be doing plenty of banging to get cribbages, and he'll get a roll here and there where something will go in.
Oh, sure. It'll suit Stubb until he plays Cobra. Or,
yeah.
Well, then it won't suit Stubb.
But the silly thing is, he'll still play into their hands by doing the same stuff. It won't change.
Sure.
You know, there's gullible and there's gullible, and Stubb's gullible with a capital G when it comes to that.
Yeah, he's one thing about him is he is consistent. He will. He's going to do the same thing all the time.
Oh, that Friday night 9-ball, Steve. I sent you a message on Facebook to kick him out the lobby because he was lagging up for most of the night, and he would not.
Did you just see that shot?
I missed it. I was looking at Spud leaving. Spud's going to do some work, so I missed it.
Boy, I don't know if that was trackball error or what, because that was a terrible shot going from the 13 to the 2. I mean, it was way under hit. That was a pretty simple shot to roll down on the 2, and he came up way short.
Well, Matt's got a start here because we've got 7 and 8 down in the kitchen that he can deal with soon enough.
I think sometimes we need just to attribute things to belly button lint on the mouse.
Well, that used to be the excuse, Steve. You can't get away with that now.
Well, I mean, it'll still affect the laser mouse getting some dirt in the beam. You know, I mean, it can cause it to hiccup. Not as easy, but it will.
Yeah, it's a pretty thin excuse. And mouse farts are a thing of the past. Generally, mind you, some people are playing with a scabby, dirty old mouse mat. Mine's is one of these little compact mouse mats, and it's like grease lightning. So here we go, 7 and 8.
If Slim's going to do that, he's going to let McClarkey back in this.
This is a charity that Matt requires just to get him back into better shape in terms of the score. And this is the encouragement he needs, and he needs a nice easy 5 cribbages to see him through here. Although what we got left, we've got 9 and 6. That's not a problem, but he wants to be leaving himself on the 6. I think maybe to get a nudge, because he's still probably going to have to get a break out here, isn't he?
Semi is here. Hi, Semi.
He's going to have to get a little nudge. I want to know he's squaring it up to hold it. For the 14-1. Now, is this 14 running him into these 3 balls here? Or is he going to squat past him or stun up past him? Because he doesn't want to do something stupid like that.
It's tight. I think he's going to have to hit this easy.
Yeah, well, he's getting a brush. He's getting a brush.
Yeah,
He'll
he
take
got
it.
away with it. He needed to hit that just a touch easier, but he got away with it.
And he's got he's nudged the 3 ball into play, and the 12 sitting there. Presume that's a 12. Is it the 10 or is it my eyes going again? No, it's a 12. No, so he's looking good. But this,
if it's a 10, if you think it's a 10, your eyes are really good.
Oh yeah,
it's not on the table anymore.
Yeah, it's because it's the blue cloth. Well, he's home and dry here, and perfect punishment for Slim for his error.
Yeah, that was a big fail on the cue ball movement there. But we're going to chalk it up to belly button lint.
And that's it. And that's what Matt didn't want. The old dry break again. And Slim's off and running. He's got a 5. He's got a 10 down the bottom of the table here if he wants to work the cue ball. I don't know what else he's got. Easier. Quick look around what we got.
He can play the 4-11. He can play the 5 back down. Let's see. Where's the 13? That's not sitting wonderful for the 2-13. I think, he's either going to go 4-11 or 5-10. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. I mean,
Well, it's going to be the little combo.
I thought he needed to draw that ball. He's kicking at it. I don't know why he's kicking at it. I would have definitely shot the combo there.
Well, I think his odds were far better in the combo than they were in the kick.
I do too.
I'll say this though, it's playing into Matt's hands because look at this table. I mean, Matt just needs to sit there, have a quick study of what's going on here, and get his act together and take this out.
Well, he said he had all the PEDs ready. He may have been going too heavy on him. Because that was, I mean, you really needed to try to draw that 4-ball back into the 12. I didn't think going forward was going to be a very good option. And then when he did get there, he should have shot the combo.
Now this is a wee bit dicey here. 13, and he's leaving himself the cut in the 2. I'm thinking he wasn't wanting to risk running that cue ball there, so that was probably the wise shot.
He's fine here, yeah, he's fine. Well, now things are going to get tougher.
No.
Yeah, I think
he can cut the 5, and he's got wide open spaces to go on the 10.
I actually like the combo here, because you make that 4-3 combo, you can just roll the cue ball forward and shoot the 12 in the side.
Yeah, that looks a reasonable choice as well. But again, he's probably bailing out. He's not wanting to risk it. He's taking the 5 and running for the 10.
Yeah, well, that's going to work. That's a fine choice too. I mean, it was natural shape. Anytime you're just going to roll the ball, it's really never a bad choice.
Well, Slim in the last 2 or 3 racks is having an Albinario where he's got himself into a good position, and then suddenly he's given his opponent opportunities to work their way back into this.
Yeah, he certainly has. I mean, that's a couple racks in a row where he's just been silliness. And, Matt's doing what we talked about him needing to do. He's just cleaning up and not missing easy balls and taking advantage, and that's all it's going to take. Matt keeps doing this. He could win this match easily.
Now, I mean, stun down and back up here with this shot, fairly simple enough.
Yeah, that one was a little bit out of control. I mean, it was the right shot, just a little bit overhit.
Well, he's back to within 1, and he's got the break again. Now, I need something again. What's he got? 3 thought about it. It's been nudged again. It didn't go. Something did go in the other pocket, though, in the other corner. What went? The 7. And the 8's hanging, so there's an easy start. Yep, and we've got a combo down. Oh, no, we haven't. It's not dead set, but it can be made. The 14-10, because there's a little gap between the 2 of them. But that's a long ways in the future, that one. It might not even be needed. You can,
yeah, you can throw that ball in probably too.
And this is going to give Matt... well, first of all, it's given him a lot more table time, stringing a few balls together, getting his touch that little bit better, and which is not going to be good news for Slim, because Slim's already had evidence that if you're going to leave things like it for Matt, he's going to take those chances eventually. Admittedly, it's a good start in the rack for Matt, though.
I got a question to move of leaving that 5 in front of the pocket, because that 10 is not automatic. So to me, it seems like it would have been better to hit that combination to get the 5 ball out of the pocket and not be blocking it. I mean, if the 10 combo was on better, then yeah, leave it there. But you want to give yourself the best chance to run out the table. And I think leaving that thing there was maybe not. All right, I got to take a call. I'll be right back.
Yeah, well, he's working with what's there. So, 111, not a problem. He's going to have to finish in the gap Oh dear. Oh, goodness me. Well, that's a bad one for Matt, because he was home and dry. I mean, he got the shot right, studding in behind the 9. 6 going into the side pocket, but he's just sold out there. But that 10-14 might come to his rescue, because Slim is going to need it. And it might be saving grace at the end of the day here. Well, this match semi's been a lot quicker than the one last night, and it's been a higher standard, no doubt about that. But the mistakes have been made from both players, and Matt especially there, with a chance to square the match, having been 3 and 4 behind. I think he's now trusting and hoping and praying that this 14 and 10 remain an issue for Slim. But Slim can get down there as and when he needs it, and he's going to have a perfect opportunity to pot that 5 and drop down for this 14-10 combo to make it. And with Slim's creativity making those shots, you would pretty much expect him to get it. So it's the only thing that Matt can cling to, that he's going to survive this in this rack. So 9 and 6, and he might actually do it now. He might try and stun into the 10 and 14 with the knowledge that he's going to be guaranteed he's going to have the first ball in the cribbage, which is the 5. He's now hoping he gets a good roll, and he's now going to play it. Or is he going to run off the 5 and is he going to run off the 5 and try and get into them, or is he going to play it? I think he's going to play it. He's giving it a good study, looking at the gap. There is a gap. So he needs to cut across the 14 to get the 10 rolling. Again, it was never going to be much of a problem for Slim. And Matt, once again, well, I think both Matt's shins are now black and blue from where he's been kicking himself. And he definitely will have done after that last mistake, because it's costing him. So we're tied 3 cribbages all, and 2 cribbages remaining for the rack. And I don't think he can fail. Well, that's again snatching defeat from the jaws of victory there, if that's the terminology we want to use there as far as Matt's concerned. He's now back to 2 behind. Slim's got the break working. He's got a ball, whatever one it was, I don't know. 15 has gone down, it's back up. And we've got 2 balls in the break. He's got the 12 and the 2 is the cribbage. So it's a thin cut in the 2. Oh, he's played the bank. I think he might have been worried about the scratch off the 2 into the side if he played the cut. So Matt's going to have to start all over again. So easy 4 ball. And he's trying to, again, he's being aggressive. You've got to get the pot. And now we've got a proper mess in this stack of balls here. And Slim now, of course, contemplating ball in hand, which he's chosen. And, well, he could do the crazy thing and try and get lucky. See, this is the type of shot that Stubb Stubb would do the crazy thing here. I know, you could read Stubb like a book. Stubb would cut that 7 and smack into this bunch of balls, hoping he's going to be on the 8 ball. I mean, that's a given. That's exactly what he would have tried. But Slim was trying an extremely accurate shot to get onto that 13, but he's left a combo, and that's well played. And it'll be even better played if he can draw this 5 ball in and make the cut and draw into the cue ball. I mean, I doubt very much he's going to get anything out of that, because the 10 doesn't go anywhere. What's he doing? Well, he might be doing the Stubb shot here. Is he going to try and drop into the gap? No, he's trying to get lucky. Played it a bit more controlled than I thought he would. Who's all these people in the room? Oh, I'm forgetting. Steve's in the room as well. Yeah, Vambo is in the room. So Matt comes to the table. Slim just with 1 cribbage in the lead. And let's just say there's not a lot on here for Matt. Have a quick look at this setup down here. I don't think there's anything there. Now, he could roll the... Let me have a look. Yeah, he's trying to get the edge of the 4, I think. Is he trying to get the 4? Because if he gets the 4, he can bump the cue ball up for the 11. The 11 definitely goes. Now he's looking. Is he trying to stun across and hit the 6? Well, that's a good shot. I mean, it's not perfect on the 7, but he can go up table. That opens up the angle, makes it easier rather than cutting into the side. If he's now, I don't know that was the wisest of shots, because he's actually nudged the 11 there and knocked it dead. I don't think it now goes. Well, it might still go. And of course, if you get in the top side of it, I think you can cut it. I think he might be okay here. Well, he was actually trying to stay in the bottom side for cutting into the middle. Yeah, that was stuck against that ball there. So that ended up being a little bit untidy. I don't know what was to stop him from cutting that 4 in when it was on. It was off the top rail, but it was there. There was nothing to stop him cutting that in and just dropping the cue ball up for the 11. Maybe he didn't. Obviously he didn't fancy it, or he would have played it. So we're 1 cribbage all. Slim still with a 2-rack lead. And we're heading towards the business end of this match. And we've been playing for an hour and 41 minutes. Once again, having a quick look up here to see how this 9 ball looks. Again, there's a little gap, so that combo can easily be made. the 9 or the 14 and 9. Well, there's the biggest miss of the afternoon, that shot right there. I mean, all he's doing is he's trying to drop it in, and he's hung it over the pocket. Unbelievable. And Matt can't believe it himself.
All right, what did I miss?
Well, you missed that 10 ball being missed by Slim. I mean, he was right on the 10 ball. I mean, he was that distance away from where he is now, and he's hung it in the pocket. Matt, on the other hand, gifted that last rack to Slim because he missed a sitter. We know the combo's easy, so Matt has been let off the hook big time.
Well, I mean, this is a story of Semi playing Albinario and letting him back in the match by making silly mistakes. But the other side of the story is Matt has really cleaned up his play. I mean, it's Matt's done what he needed to do to be in this match.
You did mention Semi there. I presume you meant Slim.
Oh, I said Semi.
Yeah.
Semi doesn't count.
We don't want to upset Semi.
Yeah, this is this isn't a done deal yet. This rack.
Oh well, yeah. That's the commentator's curse there. I said nothing, guys. The man that's to blame is he's holding his hands up right now.
Well, I just said that this wasn't a done deal. I mean, that was not an easy situation to get out from there. I mean, there was nothing easy about that. I mean, he hit a pretty good shot as far as where the cue ball was going. If he would have made the 3, I'm not sure he would have got the shot he wanted on the 12, but he had a chance.
Well, these are the little critical things that make or break the match here for Matt.
Well. Now this is a tough shot. I'd think about 2-railing this. I think it's sitting pretty good for the 2-railer on the 1. Shoot the combo 2-railer. That's what I would do. I would not try to combo this because I think it's a tough shot. But maybe he can do it. He's cutting it real thin. That's what he needs to do. Wow. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't count. It only counts when it's the only ball left on the table. Well, that was a fantastic combination there. I mean, that was not an easy shot. And see the speed he hit that at? There's 2 reasons why that was good. One is he could have shit it in, but the other reason is when you got a shot like that where the throw is fighting you and you hit it hard, that speed reduces the throw. If he would have hit that same exact shot, the same angle at more pocket speed, he would not have made that ball. Yeah, he needed that because he was hemorrhaging. And it's a dry break. Well, I mean, Matt did have a tough situation. That was not an easy out where he was. I mean, it's hard to fault Matt for not getting out there. It's not like that was a giveaway or anything. I mean, it was a tough situation. Well, Hairpig's got the prediction. Well, you and Semi are neither one of you are going to lose any games. Larry's asking about mute. My mute's not on. I can hear Hugh.
Yeah, I'm muted again. Yeah.
Okay. I can hear you, but they can't.
Yeah, I hit the button again. Yeah. And
Don't
that's
worry,
it.
guys. You didn't miss anything. He said
No.
nothing of value.
Yeah, just like normal. So we've got 8-7. We've got 13. Well, that's a 13 to make the combo or to make the cribbage. Now, is he running forward and brushing off this one?
Yep, that's what he's going to do. And I think he'll shoot the 1 and come down table.
Well, we'll pretty much give him this one.
No, he's going to shoot the 5 or the 8. Oh, what's he doing here?
He's lining the 5. He's actually the wrong side of the 5 here. He's got to be careful with this.
I don't like this shot.
He's managed to miss the 8. That'll do it. I thought he was going to be running into the 8 there.
Yeah, you'd never shoot that shot in real life. You'd shoot the 1 ball. I didn't get that one.
Well, he wants to try and get this 8 into the side if he can, but he's going to be running it up. No, he didn't need it anyway. That was the one for the rack.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about it. Well, he's still in touch, and it's his break again, and he's got 2 balls to break. The 6 and the 7 have gone.
Yeah. Now, see, the problem with the way he's breaking is look where he's putting the cue ball.
Cue ball's at the wrong end of the table. It should be somewhere in the middle if you can.
Yeah,
if you can get lucky and you don't get a kick.
Looks like he got away with it. He's got a good shot on the 12, but that is not the way to break this game. You need to get the cue ball out in the center of the table for your best shot at having a cribbage.
Well, this 12 is got to miss that knuckle.
It's not a gimme, but it's not a ridiculous shot either. I think he'll make it.
Nope. No.
He overcut it.
Oh.
He heard you talking about the knuckle, Hugh, and you scared him.
You've got to. I mean, if you get that flush on the rail straight away, it's going to hit it's going to catch the knuckle. You know that. The little voice in your head is telling you that, and so he tried to avoid it. Well, 13-2.
Well, I'm a little surprised he didn't put inside English on that and hold that ball a little and give himself a little better angle on this 2 ball. So that's what we call a cinch there. He cinched the ball. He did not put the English on required to make sure that he got a shot on that and didn't miss the ball. And he almost missed it. I'm more of the favor that you should hit the shot required. I would have hit inside English on that ball.
Well, he's holding for the 14. Now he's going to, depending on how he gets into this, and he's hampered over the 5. He's going to brush off the 15 and might finish behind the 8.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering what he's going to do here after this.
He's come out behind it. I don't think.
Now the question is, now what?
Yeah, there's nothing on.
Yeah, well, this could be time to play safe. I mean, he can shoot the 5. I mean, he's got a shot on the 10 ball. I think that's the play here: is roll the 5 and come out about, straight up and down on the 10 and cut it back into the corner.
Yeah.
I think that's the shot.
Land about there where the donut is.
Yeah, it's a nice controlled shot. Well, I'd be playing a little short of that because you roll a little past that donut and you're done.
He's almost there, and he's missed a 5.
Yeah. See, I would have just rolled that ball. I would have just rolled that ball with a little bit of right English and just let it pop out. I think that would have been easier to control, although he did get really good on it. But it's all a moot point without making the 5. Not mute as in M-U-T-E, moot as in M-O-O-T.
Well, this is going to drop right behind the 10.
Well, that's what you would call a cracking shot, because not only is he on the 10, he can bump this.
He can do a little bump, yeah.
The 6 and 3 and open things up a little here.
Well, I thought he was. Well, he's got the 11-4 now. Yeah. That's easy enough.
No, that was a good idea. It was well played. He's got an easy
Now,
11-4.
see, this is where you've got to. Let's have a look where he is. He wants to come back for this 4, I think, to maybe try and get a nudge into these 3 balls. He wants to come back far enough.
But the thing is that 7 ball goes.
Oh, he's going the other way.
Once he gets rid of the 4, the 7 ball does go. So he can play. He can play the 7-8 if he does this right.
Well, he's got the breakout
for the breakout,
and that'll do. He's got the 7 now. What does he do with this 7? Because he's stuck to the rail more or less.
Yeah, I would just roll it, and then you take the thin cut, or you can play for the bank. I think the thin cut's awful thin in that side pocket. I'd probably roll it and play the bank. We'll see where it ends up. If you roll this, now you could try to run into it. He's got an angle where he could run in and bump the 8 towards the side pocket.
Yeah, it looks as if he's going to do that. Yeah, it looks as if that's what he's trying.
Looks like he's going to hit it hard. I would not hit this hard. He's just going to play shape on the side, and that's very well played.
He's got
a nice shot.
It's a little,
yeah, that's a very nice shot.
A little dink.
Yep, that was beautifully played. Yeah, and this is a thing I've seen out of Matt in the past is, just in control, not doing a lot of craziness. And when he's playing like this and not missing balls. Now, Sylvia looked like this a lot yesterday,
Yeah.
She just would get to the point where she'd miss a ball or do something out of control. But Sylvia's game looked a lot like this. If she could just kind of take it to the next step and do what Matt's doing here, she could be a contender in this thing.
Yeah. Well, that's a sigh of relief for Matt. He's back to within 1 and a break again. Well, the cue ball. Well, look at this table now. Dry break. But what's on for Slim? Well, what we've got.
Well, this table is not that pretty.
No, it's not pretty. They're all around the table, but there's nothing really set easy, I think, to start you off here.
Let's see. He's got maybe he's got 12-3. There's a way to do the 12-3. The 3 will go in the corner. It's tight. It definitely goes in the side, but that's tight too.
That's a 12 there.
Yeah, I kind of like shooting a 12 here and
just getting
with a lot of right English and going 2 rails and coming back up and trying to shoot that 3 in the side.
Yeah, he's got loads of room to get to the 3.
The
only thing is if he gets this,
he can play the 4 and then shoot the 9-11 combo. That's not a bad choice either. That's not a difficult combo with those balls close together, because he can get. I think he can just roll forward and bump into the 5 or hold it and be in a spot where he's pretty good angle for that combo.
Oh, he needs to miss the 4.
Okay. See, I would have gone 2 rails there, but he went the other way, which is fine.
Well, this is
if you're good enough to go between all those balls, and
this is really tight, and that's just going to hang up. Well, that was so tough, just to hit that completely dead weight and let the weight of the ball drop it into the pocket. Well, this is an opportunity for Matt to get going, an easy 7-8 to start.
And he can run up here and bump into this 9 ball and free the 11 up.
Yeah, take care of those.
He's not going to do that.
Well,
I would have probably freed up that 11 ball there.
Yeah, will he regret that?
One thing you got to remember about this game, you bump that 9 and you bump it up on top of the 3, you haven't locked that 3 up, because you can use the 9 for a combo. So a lot of games, you might not want to do that, like a game like 8 ball. But in this game, that's not such a big deal. Well, he can do it right here. He can play the 9-3 combo, open up the 11 ball. It's perfect to get on the 12. Oh, he can't do that. He's got to shoot his cribbage ball. My bad.
Well, he's looking at this combo now.
Yeah, I just, I don't like shooting combos if I don't have to, and I think he's had opportunities where he could have moved that ball.
I think he's
I
trying
think
it off
he'll
the
go
3.
3,
No,
12.
no. I thought he was going to do that there, but he hasn't.
Well, the problem is he's going to get to the point where he's going to have to do something with it, and he better land on it good. I mean, it's an easy combo if you land on it correctly, and it's not so easy if you're at a funny angle.
Oh, I forgot that 3 ball. He had to hold it there to get onto the 12. I was thinking he was going to take a risk and bump that, and too risky to bump it and hold the 12.
Now he's got problems. He's funny on the combo. He's going to have to play that 4 and try to get a better angle on it. I mean, I think this is all from not clearing that ball out earlier. He's going to have to now deal with this, and there we go. I mean,
well,
that was all just from bad table strategy.
Well, as I said earlier, there, he should have dealt with that combo much, or that setup. He had the chance to nudge it early in the rack, and he is going to live to regret it, I think. But Slim's obviously got that problem to deal with now that he's got the choice ball in hand.
Yeah, I mean, but Slim's sitting in a spot where he can get at least one cribbage really easily. And, that 9-ball's sitting in a good place to bank. I mean, he could play the 6 after this and...
Well, he's going to nudge the 6 along the rail here, because he's going to use it to get the 5 in the hole.
Yeah, he's going to hit this easy, which I think is wise. All right, well, he's got a couple choices here. He can either try to bump it or he can try to get on the bank. Me personally, I probably try to play for the bank.
Yeah, because I think you can just stun this in and come up.
Well, he doesn't have a great angle to nudge it. He's going to try to play behind it. He's trying to play behind it. And, I mean, that wasn't a bad play. I mean, he's funny on it, but he's got a shot.
Well, this is going to be good to get this in the hole from where he is. He's really awkward cueing.
Well, it showed a lot of confidence to play that in the cue ball movement, and he almost got there. I mean, this is going to be a tricky shot. It goes.
Really, really tough.
That's a tough visual when you're sitting on top of it like that.
Well, he'll be happy the way it's finished, though. I mean, that's the 9 and the 15 dead in the water. Matt's got nothing. He's going to have to be aggressive, go for a breakout here, and hope he gets on the 1.
Yeah, now the question is, you're going to try to hit it on the way in or the way out?
Or is he taking the 11 to break them? I think it's the 11.
Well, that's a simpler shot. I think you want to hit the 1 ball. No, you didn't want to hit the 4 ball. You wanted to hit the 1 ball up on top and slide the cue ball across the top.
Well,
that was the way you were going to come out with the shot, because if you hit the 1 ball on top, the 4 ball's not going to move so much, and the cue ball slides across. But he got away with it. He's figured out his own way of doing it.
Well, this is... does he take the risk here, Stephen? I don't know whether he can. Can he get the hit on those 2 balls and still guarantee he's going to be in the 1?
He only needs 1. He doesn't
want
to separate those out.
I'm getting excited. I'm just thinking of Cribbage all the time. I'm forgetting to look at the score. He doesn't need to break them.
That's your guarantee that Slim isn't going to have an easy win, is the fact that if you dog the ball, those 2 balls are still sitting there tied up.
Well, he's worked hard, but it's a long road back. But we've got a tied ball game, folks. 11 racks all. And we've been on 2 hours.
Matt deserves to be where he is because, you know, he's really picked up his game, and Slim deserves to be where he is because he's made more mistakes.
Yeah, but poor Matt has come up dry again just exactly when he doesn't want to.
I think Cobra's already missed his prediction. Didn't he say 15-10 Slim?
Yeah, yes, he did.
I'm not even sure Slim's going to win this. I mean, at this point, I'd say it could go either way.
Well, this is a bit of a lottery now. I mean, both of them need just the 4 racks and anything can happen. It's anybody's game. It's who wants it most and who makes the least mistakes and who makes the best choices. All the cliches you want to use. But Matt certainly could have done with a little bit of a favour there in the break. Hard to believe you get 15 balls in a triangle and you can't get one into a hole by smashing them all to pieces. And of course we've got a mess down here in the bottom rail. You've got 1, 9 and 15 all stuck together. Now, I wonder if that's the 14 that's in the bottom rail there. No, it isn't. It's a 10. So 10, well, the easy shot's the 5 and down into the gap for the 10.
Yeah, I mean, and then 13-2, and that's all he needs, so.
I need to just get a wee bit more.
Oh, he came up short on that.
This, again, the cue ball, well, okay, again, he's got all the open space you'll ever need just to come back up the table and hold the pace and play it like that. But what's the angle like? Well, that looks reasonably good to me.
Yeah, he should be able to just roll this and come down between the 14 and 13.
Yeah, that'll do. Well, that's painful to watch when you're Matt and you've just won that rack to tie the game, and then you break, you come up dry, and then Slim just feasts on what's there.
That's what Slim needs to do. I mean, you know, at this point, every mistake becomes really critical. Because a mistake could, you know, if it's a 2-game swing, that's huge.
Yeah.
At this point in the match, a 2-game swing means a big deal.
I think that's dry as well.
Yep, that was his chance to. Those balls didn't come apart well at all. The only good thing is for Slim is that this is not that easy a rack to run out. He's going to have to work to get out here.
Well, he could dig the 4 ball in and come down for the 11. I think that's a possibility. I don't know what well, he can. I think he has to dig into this and try and cut the 4 maybe and stun. But I think he's going near the middle pocket doing that.
No, he's fine there. A little soft draw, and you know, he just needs to hit within a half a diamond of that side pocket. I mean, it's honestly at that angle, it's going to be hard to, with a soft draw, it's going to be hard to scratch in that side pocket. I think if you put left English on it, maybe you could, but with just straight draw, it'd be hard.
No, I don't know what he's doing. Is it 10 he's going for?
Yep.
Well, that's a good shot, but he's run into the 11 and that's killed him, I think. Or he's playing the bank. Can he get enough of that? No, he's got to play the bank.
Yeah, the bank's on.
The bank's good.
Just got to watch out the kiss.
No.
Okay, he avoided the kiss, but he didn't make the ball. He hit. That's why I was thinking about the kiss, but you know, he hit in a way he didn't get the kiss, but the cue ball was going to slide over if he was going to make that. It was going to be tight.
I still would have preferred the little controlled draw shot off that 4 just to drag it up to get into that gap with 11 into the side.
Yeah, I agree. I like that shot too.
But well, it's a chance. It is a chance, and it's gone.
But you know, I mean, Matt's game is primarily rolling the ball. I don't know how comfortable he is with that kind of shot, and you know, so he's going with what he knows.
And Slim confident he plays the bank. Wide open in the 4. Now, obvious thing here is this 14 ball sitting over the pocket, but the one's not really handy.
Well, you know,
But
the one's not as bad as you think.
This will be a good shot if he drops past it. That's unlucky. I mean, if he hadn't touched that 8 ball, he was rolling the one into the side and he'd have 14 hanging there waiting for him.
That was brutal. Well, he's got the 9 ball here. And the trick is figuring out how it's going to move off the 15. I think you could go 9 ball, 15, and then the cue ball hits the 6. I think you can play this. Hit the 9 ball with draw. It's going to hit the 15. Then the cue ball is going to hit the 6 and shove it towards the pocket.
Is he cutting this up table? I don't know what he tried there.
Well, I like that 9 ball shot. I thought that thing was sitting good.
That was strange. I don't know what Slim's idea was there.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is seeing those kind of shots where, you know, cue ball is going to hit a ball, going to hit another ball, and it's going to shove it at the pocket, and you got a shot. And, you know, it's that kind of creativity that, you know, you need to play this game well, because you're going to get these racks like this. And, you know, that one shot would have opened up the whole rack. I'm not saying it was a guarantee pulling it off, but
I'm thinking about what's Matt getting next after this. So that's the cribbage.
Well, he's got the 7-8.
Yeah, 7.
I mean, take this 7 ball and go 2 rails out to the end rail, the side rail, you know, 4 rail position on the 8 ball. I mean, it's sitting real good for that. You got to hit this with a little bit of right English and get it to go around the corner. He's not doing that. He's going up and down. That's fine too. I mean,
no, he's hampered. That's stuck on the 2.
He's got himself a little funny on it. Well, guys, I'll tell you the real critical thing with this kind of shot is you've got to get the Q-tip centered, because if it's any little bit of English is going to turn this cue ball. So when you got a shot, you need to be precise on your jacked up. You got to really make sure that Q-tip is centered.
And he's
so the cue ball doesn't curve.
He's running into balls here. So no, well, you said it, Steve. He hasn't actually adjusted the tip, and he's miscued.
Yeah, he just got too high on it. That's kind of hard to do, but he did it. Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, what does Slim do? I mean, ball in hand. The crazy thing that players will do in this game is ball in hand like this, if he wants, with that 8 ball into the side and then smacking into the bunch of balls and hope you get lucky you get the 7. But, you know, it's unlikely that's going to happen. So,
personally, I think that 9-6, that 9-15-6 shot I was talking about, it moved a little. It doesn't look like it's quite the same. I think they must have got bumped, because it doesn't look as good. You might be able to shoot it, but it's going to hit the 6 a lot thinner than I would like.
Now, is that the 12 ball that's out on the side? Yes, it is.
I'd still take a whack at that 9 ball, 9-15-6, just because.
Well, he's looking at the combo. That's a good shot, because that 7 is dead
that's
set.
An excellent shot. I didn't see that.
I just spotted that at the last second there. That's a good, clever little shot. And look
that's just from looking. I didn't look, and you know, and that was a shot. I mean, he's got the rack spread out. That was very well done by Matt.
Well, the only thing now is he's just found a gap again. He's just moved it right into the spot.
Well, he's real good with that, you know, rolling the ball and gentle cue ball movement. And if he could add the other part to his game where, you know, he gets better at stun shots or juicing it up, he'd really be dangerous, because he plays that rolling game really well.
Well, that's 2-1 to Djokovic. Well, that's a big turnaround. He was 1 set down, and it's now 2-1, or is that 2 games to 1? It must be 2 sets to 1. You mean, Cobra?
Well, it's looking like another Donnybrook here. I mean, we've had 2 matches and they've both been very close.
Well, this has been a good. It's been a good workout here, this rack for Slim.
That's probably going to do it there. I'm just going to hit this and draw it back a little and make the 10. He's going to go the other way. That's actually even better. I like that play. That's a safer play than the draw. Well done, Matt. Or OnePocketSlim, I take it back. I was thinking another guy was at the table. Well, Slim is, that was a huge game because being up.
I think a couple of balls have gone as well. Slim's getting the balls in the break, and there's a couple of cribbages. 8 ball.
It's a huge game because it's a 2-1 now. It's 4 games to 2 games for the win, and that's huge.
Well, I think it's 8-2 for the cribbage, but none of them are pretty. That's a good shot. And he's got the 8 ball sitting. This is a good start, and suddenly it's developed into a great chance to get to the hill.
Yeah, and if he gets on the hill, well, let's put it this way. I don't think McClarkey can win without help from Slim if Slim's on the hill.
It's a tall order. So this match now is 2 hours and 2 hours and 14 minutes, considering the amount of racks these guys have played.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to come in around a 2.5er. And if Slim gets out here and wins the next game, then he's pretty close to Cobra's prediction. I think, you know, Slim really came through last rack. He needed that. That was really well played. And
but again, that just, you know, if ever you want proof, it's always paying attention to the way the table's set. I mean, neither you nor I spotted that combo until too late, until Slim was actually on it.
Well, I'll tell you how out to lunch I was. I thought it was McClarkey at the table. So.
But, you know, that just shows you Slim's, you know, he's got his eye on the ball. And the only thing about it, the most important thing about it is Slim knew what he was doing. We didn't know what he was doing, but he knew what he was doing.
And here we go. He's breaking for the win, and he's got a ball in. And,
eight balls in, 7's gone dead.
Well, let's see what he's got.
Oh, the one's gone as well, but the 14's absolutely stone dead.
Well, let's see here. The 7-ball banks. It is really tight, though. Let's see the angle. I think he can bank the 7-ball. Well, it's maybe not in VP. It's awful close to the rail.
Well, Matt's
going to get a chance.
He's getting a chance, but again, looking at this layout, there's not an awful lot of...
well, he's got 411 right off the bat.
What to do?
411, and let's see.
Well, I think he'd have been better to finish the other side of this 11 so that he could maybe just nudge into those.
Yeah.
Does he need to nudge them? Because the three goes...
That's no good. Well, he could shoot the 6-9 combo here. That's probably... Well, he's got the 13 too, so obviously he's going to take that. And then maybe the 6-9 combo. That's sitting real good.
You can drop this in and get in a good line on this 6. So
shooting a 7-3 does no good. I think the 6-9 combo next would be the ticket. And the 6-ball is going to head towards the other corner pocket. I don't think you want to hit this real easy. He may. Oh, he doesn't need to.
Oh no,
he
could squeeze it past.
How about that? Okay, well, does that 5-ball go in? You know, I think the 5 ball goes in past the 3.
No, that's way too tight.
No, I think. Well, I mean, obviously, if he would have been closer, it'd be a lot easier than this.
No, this is way too
I think
tight on the 5.
I think he's going to end up shooting it anyways. I think if he would have played closer position, then
no, it doesn't go. 5 doesn't go.
Yeah, the 5 goes.
No, it doesn't go.
Yeah, it does go. I'm looking right at it. It does go. It's really tight.
And off the jaw.
Yeah, it's gonna hit the jaw out towards the point.
Right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, Steve. Now that I've had another good look at it.
All right. Well, he almost has to play this off the back of the 12, and he's not shooting it that way.
He's managed to squeeze it. Yeah.
These rails are slippery enough he can get away with it.
Well, he's one away from sealing this rack, but he's going to have to get creative, shall we say.
He's trying to shoot it now, and it's tough. He overcut it. I probably would have shot the 10 there and tried to get a better position on that 5. That was, it was so tight there that from that angle, that's a tough shot.
Well,
and, he's given up the table by shooting at that.
Well, once again, and Slim's getting a little nudge, although he's actually not done himself any favours because it's ended up exactly where it was. So Matt can breathe again for the moment.
He can come back off this 10 ball and nudge it again. Pretty sure that's what he's going to do, is shoot the 10 and come back. And you want to try to hit the 15 and not the 12. He's doing something else. What's he doing here? Okay, he's going to play for the combination on the 12. That's what he's doing. He's going to shoot this combo and then combo the 12. I'd imagine he's going to go backwards with this pretty hard up to the end rail. And oh boy, he way under hit that. I think he wanted to hit that quite a bit harder and come down table some.
I think he'll be happy with that. It gives him a good sight on it. He's guaranteed he's going to have a shot pretty much. Yeah.
Yep. And this is looking like we could be Dundee right here.
Most certainly. I mean, you just drop this in. He can just thin that and drop over, take the 8 into the side, can't he? I mean, there shouldn't be any problem. I
think that's what he's probably going to do. That's the simplest thing to do.
Or is he going to hit it a bit harder and come back out and give him an option of side or up table?
Well, he's not going up table.
He's not perfect.
Pocket.
But this for the match, and it's been a good match.
Oh no, this isn't for the match.
Is it
he's
not?
Got two
oh no, he's got two. I forgot about the other one. I forgot about the 15. Well, it is if he gets on the 15 like that.
That was well played, because if he hit that easier, he was going to miss the 15. He needed to get a piece of that 15, and he needed to hit it at that speed to do it. That was well played.
So this to get back onto the 15 for the match.
Whoa.
Oh, that was a little frisky. He's in bedhead territory here. Is he going for the bank? Is he going for the cut? It looks as if he's going for the bank at the moment.
Really? I'd cut this. You really going to bank this?
Yeah, like that.
There he is.
Well done to Slim. And, Matt, it was a wee bit of the bankster story in this match, because Matt had his chances. He did get all square, and then the break didn't help him either, because he came up with I think he had at least a couple of dry breaks. And Slim benefited from it, so he didn't get a run of the ball as far as that goes. But I mean, this was 2 hours and 21 minutes, which is more like what I expected. The length of time for these distances. It's a good win for Slim, and I think at the end of the day, Slim's one pocket experience and creativity were to his benefit, and Cobra was only one rack out. 15-11.
And guess what McClarkey gets for losing?
Oh dear.
He gets to play the winner between Stubb and Albin, or the loser between Stubb and Albin. So he's not getting any treat, and Slim gets to play the winner between those two.
Yeah. So that's there's nothing else changed. We're just waiting on people getting in contact with one another. So that's the matches for today. Slim goes through into round 2. Sylvia's already there. What's the date in these matches? July the 18th. So there's still plenty of time because we're only what, the 10th of July.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time for these guys to get in connection. But you know,
get your schedule proposals in quick, guys. Don't wait, because I'll tell you right now, the more you wait, the less chance that I'm going to rule in your favor if there's a problem.
Yeah, well, Stubbs not listening. He'll be doing the same thing as he always does.
Well, and then he'll complain. He'll go, well, I sent this and that. And I'm like, well, you waited 5 days to do it. So, you know, you're the one that's going to be the DQ'd. And it's a simple thing. It's not that difficult to start putting in days right up early.
Yeah, it's easy enough to put one in straight away if you know what your days off are and when you're going to be available. One thing or another, you get a proposal in and then see what the feedback is, so you know where you stand. If you hang off for 7 days before you start making a move, then things get desperate. Common sense tells you to do that, but certain people haven't got that into their system yet. Stubbs one of them. He'd rather mess about, and of course there is the time zone difference of those two. You know, Stubbs in the States and Albin Arias in Sweden. Well, thanks for joining us, Steve. You can go and get your breakfast now. It's beyond that time.
Thanks for watching us, Sylvia. Congratulations, Slim.
Yeah, well done. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Stay safe, and we'll see you again soon. And we will bid you good afternoon. See you later, Steve.
Yep, bye, Hugh.
Good night, ladies. Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.